Hello, boys and girls. I'm going to show you how to solve the two questions at the back of the storybooks. So for this, we are going to do finding the sum of 1 plus 2 plus 3. They are consecutive numbers plus 4 and all the way to 101. And so what do you think the sum is? Now, if you follow the book carefully, you will find that the explanation of the method how to find the answer is clearly shown. But of course, right now I'm going to show you how it can be done. So first, we need to know how many numbers there are from 1 to 101. Of course, this is easy. You would know that there are 101 numbers. So to find the sum of these 101 consecutive numbers, we need to know a method. And the method that is shared in the storybook is that we are finding the pair of numbers. Now, if you see, let's say this set of numbers, the first number and the last number, when we add these two numbers up, we will get 102. And of course, if we add the next two numbers, 2 and 100, which is the number right in front of 101, we will get 102 as well. So 100 and 2, you get 102. So you will notice the same patterns if you add these numbers up. The first and the last, the second and the second last, the third number and the third last number, they will all add up to 102. So our next step is to find how many sets of the two numbers there are that give me 102. So because there are 101 numbers in this set, all we need to do is to find 101 divided by 2 to get 50 and a half sets. So I call it 50.5. 50 sets and half of a set. So each set will give a sum of 102. And when there are 50 sets, in fact, 50 and a half sets, I will just have to do 50 and a half sets multiplied by 102. So the final answer would be 50.5 multiplied by 102. And it will give me 5151, 5,151. Is it easy? Now, this is the first question. What about the second question? Now, the second question has a twist in it. The question is about finding, again, the sum of numbers. In this case, starting from 20. 20 plus 22 plus 24 plus 26 and all the way to 120. And again, we are finding the sum of these numbers. Now, what's different in this set of questions is that the first number is not 1. It doesn't start from 1. And then it is not consecutive. That means it is not like the previous one, the previous question with 1 plus 2 plus 3. You will see that these sets of number comes in even numbers. That means it is consecutive even numbers. So 20 plus 22 plus 24 plus 26. So are we able to use the same method to find the answer? Yes, of course. Now, if you recall, what we need to do first is to find out how many numbers are there from 20 to 120. And don't forget, we are only finding the even numbers. So let's find out how many even numbers are there. from 1 to 120. From 1 to 120. Now, we all know from 1 to 120, there are 120 numbers. Out of the 120 numbers, half of them are odd numbers and the other half are even numbers. Therefore, I know by dividing 120 by 2, 60, there will be 60 even numbers from 1 to 120. All right? But I want to know now from 20 to 120, how many even numbers are there? And so one easy way is to find out from 1 to 19, how many even numbers are there? Now, of course, by counting with your fingers, you can actually figure out that there are 9 even numbers. Okay, so again, from 1 to 10, there are 5 even numbers, and from 11 to 19, there are 4 even numbers. Therefore, there are 9 even numbers. So therefore, if I want to know how many numbers are even from 20 to 120, all I need to know is to find out by taking 60, subtract 9, there are 51 even numbers. All right, because from out of the 60 even numbers, from 1 to 120, I remove the 9 even numbers from 1 to 19. So I have 51 even numbers. So that's what we need to find at first. Now, what about the next part? Following the same way just now, take the first number and the last number and pair them up. We try to add up and find the sum. All right, 20 plus 120 is 140. Now, to show or to find out whether this sum is the same for the next pair, okay, let's check for another one. The number before 120 would be 118. Okay, if I add these two numbers up, 22 and 118, you will find that the sum is also 140. So now we know that the sum of two even numbers in each pair will give us 140. Next, let's find out how many pairs can I make out of 51 even numbers. Right? Of course, it is simple. All we need to do again is to take 51, divide by 2, and we will get 25 and a half pair. 25 and a half pairs of even numbers. Now, knowing that each pair of even numbers is the sum of each pair is 140, all I need to know, all I need to do is to take 25.5 pairs, multiply by 140, and I will get a sum of 3,570, and that would be the answer. So again, knowing this method, no matter how the question is set for you, right? Starting with whatever number or ending with whatever number, the method to do this will be the same. Okay, let's learn it out and try yourself doing other sets of numbers. Okay, thank you and goodbye.